Now the way I like to start, I like to pick a spot on my head, right, where I think I want the shortest length to go to. So for me, it's right about 1/2 inch above the ears, all the way around across the top right here. And we're going to try and get this line as straight as possible, but it's not that important because we can always fade it in later. So we're going to start with the 1, and remember, shortest length possible, so we're going to make sure the blades are down so we're getting just the 1 and not the 1.5. And you just cut. Now that we've done all the areas that we can see with the front mirror, we're going to use our hand mirror to see the back of our head. So what you want to do, you want to use the non-magnified side of the mirror. Make sure you got a clean surface. And what you're going to do is you're going to position the mirror in a way to where you can look into this mirror and see the back of your head in the mirror behind you. This can be a little tricky when knowing how to move your hand. It kind of just comes with practice. But we're going to start at the bottom, and we're just going to work our way up to where we started in the front, the same height. And you're just going to do it all the way across the back. And so now we've got the 2. We're going to clip that on. Again, make sure we're on the shortest possible so it's all pressed down. And we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to pick a spot on the head, we're going to go to it, and we're going to try and do it all the way around back. So now that we've pretty much gotten the length-ish that we want on the side, we're going to brush some of the hair off. It's nice to do with the t-shirt on, because when you go to the shower afterwards, you can just step into the shower. You don't have to put your robe on and get hair all over your robe. Just take your shirt off, shake the shirt into the shower, and then wash the hair down the drain. It's also nice to cut your hair when it's dry, because it's much easier to clean up. And what I like to do is I like to keep my sink as completely dry, and then brush all the hair into the sink, into a nice little pile, and then just pick it up and throw it away. And then we'll sweep the floor. Usually not too much gets on the floor because I'm leaning up against the counter the whole time. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to cut some of the top down because it's a little long up top. I brush my hair down so I got the Dumber and Dumber look, just straight across the forehead, everything straight down. And my hair's a little curly, so sometimes it likes to curl. But we get it like the Dumb and Dumber, and then we just set it on a 0, and we just cut a clean line across. And for me, that actually works out pretty well. Now that we got the front under control, we got to mess with the rest of the top. So what I like to do, this is somewhat unorthodox, but I like to pick a number. Usually I go high and work my way in just to see how it looks. And I take it and I just kind of flick it through the top. And we're not setting and buzzing, because if we set and buzz, then we're going to have to just buzz the whole top pretty much to that length, or else it's going to be patchy. So what we do is we just kind of flick it through the top, and we just catch hairs here and there, and overall it'll shorten the length of it, and then we'll really focus along the sides here to help blend it in along the sides. Length on top. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fade in the sides and make it look normal, because right now we look kind of funny. So what we're going to do for the fade is we're going to start using those half lengths. So we're going to start with the 1, which is what we started with. We're going to take this portion. For most people with new, I dropped mine and it broke, but for most people with new clippers, there'll be a lever here, and you push the lever and it'll push the blades up. But I loosened mine up, so I just push with my thumb. Then we attach the number 1. So now it's going to be cutting a little bit longer than a 1 and a little bit shorter than a 2. And what we're going to do is we're just going to, it's kind of like on the top, we're going to roll through the line. So we're going to start on the 1, we're going to go up through the 1, and we're going to kind of roll our wrist, and that's going to help fade through the 2. So we'll start on the sides, and then we'll work our way all the way around. through with the 1.5, and it's blended itself in right towards 1 to 2. So we go 1 all the way around, and then you can see where I haven't made it yet, and there's a big difference. So we're going to start on the side. So now we've got a pretty decent fade along the sides, and we got to cut around the ears and on the neck, and then we're done. And so for the ears, you set it at 0, and you just look at it, you pick how you want your sideburns, where you want them to be at, and then you just cut down. Just pick a spot, and then pull down. Pick a spot, pull down. And for around the ears, you do the same type of thing, except you're pulling in towards the ear. Now for the neck is a little bit hard, so what I've been doing lately, this is kind of my new technique, is you just set it on a 1.5, like just a half. So you go from 0 to a half, and instead of trying to look in the mirror and pick a straight line across, what you do is you just kind of fade into the 1 with a half, and it tends to blend right together and look pretty natural. So just grab your mirror, just don't fade in, don't roll in far, don't fade in far, but just fade in just a little bit around the edge. Alright, and once you've done that, you can reevaluate, move your hair around a little bit, see how you like to wear it. For me, this is looking pretty good, so I'm going to call it a day and give my roommate a haircut. Yes. Thanks, guys.